Xbox 2025. We're going over the rumors, the details, the secrets, the things we talk about every year, what's coming in the pipeline, and basically what to expect in 2025 and beyond, like 2026, which should be a very interesting year for Xbox in general. So be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on things. Let's dive in and talk about the games to expect and when to expect things. First off, we got kind of a split here. We're talking about a few different areas of Xbox. So we're first talking about Xbox in 2025. Then we're talking about a little bit of third party, not a whole lot this time, mostly just a few highlights. And then finally, Xbox 2026 and beyond. All right, let's dive in. Let's talk about Xbox 2025, what to expect. We will, since Xbox has finally finished, and the acquisition of Activision Blizzard in the previous year, actually the year before the year. Anyways, they got it all going. We're finally getting that stuff integrated. We're finally going to start to see the Call of Duties trickle out on Game Pass. I do have a separate video talking about that more in depth in case you're wondering, but I am anticipating they're going to start trickling those out sometime at the most hopeful is the spring, but very likely the summer, and you'll start to see those releases pop up on Game Pass for console and PC, which is great. And we'll see more Activision Blizzard titles also arrive on Game Pass, such as the Diablo series and some of those lingering kind of franchises, hopefully Transformers, things like that, whatever they can work out, including hopefully a few more backwards compatible games and some other similar efforts. I'm not expecting any sort of improvements in terms of like resolution or frame rate or anything like that. I think the time for that's long gone. But hopefully a couple new backwards compatible titles, Singularity being one of them that I would mention off the top of my head. But there's a few lingering published by Activision, developed by Bethesda titles that I think are also kind of sitting there kind of in wait, like Quake 4, but we'll have to wait and see if that happens. Xbox will also continue to port all of their exclusives over to PlayStation. We're probably going to start to see the fall of the big three, Halo, Gears, and Forza. I am assuming Forza Horizon in particular will be the first to move over to PlayStation, followed by Gears, and then eventually Halo in 2026. But yeah, basically every exclusive for Xbox will be on PlayStation and will be on the Nintendo Switch 2 if possible. If anything does launch exclusively for Xbox, that will be timed, not as in they have a time period, but as in they don't have access to dev kits right away. But eventually, every single game that is exclusive, or basically Xbox will have 0 exclusives going forward. And, never is a bad time to bail on the platform, just saying. Indiana Jones will come to PlayStation 5. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, one of the best received Xbox exclusives in probably 10 years. Is going over to the PlayStation, and I'm assuming it'll also arrive on the Nintendo Switch too, which would be pretty cool, as I'll double and hopefully triple dip on doing videos, reviews, and coverage of that game across the platforms. And you can still check it out on Game Pass now, but yeah, it'll be available in the spring, at least, or early spring, if not just before that, Indiana Jones. I am anticipating finally the announcement and release of Forza Horizon 6. I've been saying that for a while. Horizon 5 and 6, this is like the longest gap we've ever had between Forza Horizon releases. It's crazy, it's ridiculous. They used to get them out every 2 years. I mean, Horizon 5 is still amazing. I'm actually expecting that one to launch on PlayStation as a precursor to get people warmed up for Forza Horizon 6 on PlayStation and also Nintendo Switch. But kind of wondering if Switch 2 can handle 6. It'll probably be able to handle 5, though. Fable will finally release, and we'll have a release date. I am anticipating the summer for Fable, and I'm hoping that that is the case. Finally getting that game. It's been in development since like 2017. It's getting a little ridiculous. Avowed will finally release early in the year. Then I'm expecting a PlayStation and Nintendo Switch 2 release for that one later on in the year. The Outer Worlds 2, which was previously an Xbox exclusive, is no longer an Xbox exclusive as of the Game Awards. So that will be coming to PlayStation, and then I think a Switch 2 release will eventually happen as well. Doom: The Dark Ages will release, I think it's the spring, right? And that one is available on all the platforms, and I am anticipating a Switch 2 release later on in the year as well for that. South at Midnight is finally going to come out. We'll have a release date. That one, I hope, does well, and I am anticipating, if they don't get it ready for launch soon after, that one will arrive on at least PlayStation. We are also finally, hopefully, getting the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remake slash remaster and the Fallout 3 remaster. So in previous years, this was supposed to get announced. Like, we know these exist based on court documents that Microsoft themselves leaked of all companies, which is hilarious. But we know these are real. So it's just a matter of when they come out. And that is the biggest question out there, is like when these are coming. So the word was that, like, depending on if it's a remake or remaster, Oblivion will take kind of more time. So I am anticipating, if it doesn't release this year, at least an announcement about it, and same with Fallout. I think Fallout 3 and Oblivion will like kind of trade spots, so whatever comes first, the other one will come out the year after, and I am anticipating those on all platforms, and I am assuming they were actually delayed, because I believe they were supposed to come out in previous year. Those were actually delayed to come out on other platforms outside of Xbox. I'm also expecting Call of Duty Black Ops 7, which is supposed to be a continuation of Black Ops 2 story-wise, with the multiplayer being remade maps from the, Black Ops 2, as a bit of a celebration of that game. Also, it's the year that Black Ops 2 happened, so yeah, it should be pretty exciting. Cloud gaming will finally have the games you own. They've already started the system. I'm anticipating a full rollout throughout the year of them finally delivering on that. All the games you own available for you to stream through Game Pass cross platforms. That's how they're preparing you for a hardware-less future for Xbox. I am anticipating Gears E-Day to possibly release this year, or at least get a finalized release date. I am kind of hoping it actually gets pushed into 2026, but the current word is anticipation of 2025 for that one. But I am kind of hoping it gets pushed back because it will get massacred by all the other shooters that are coming out this year. Clockwork Revolution, I don't know if I'm necessarily anticipating that this year. I'm anticipating at least a release date on that one. Because I was assuming it would be coming out sooner than it is, and I'm just kind of wondering where exactly that one is. It looks very Bioshock-esque. Double Fine's the next game. They have been working on something for a while since the release of Psychonauts 2 a number of years back, so I am anticipating Double Fine's game to at least get announced this year, which is supposed to be a special new IP project, which should be pretty cool. And that kind of is the first party lineup, which is kind of neat. Yeah, that's quite a lot of games. And finally, for the Xbox kind of first party, I am expecting the full showcase, announcement, and reveal of the next generation Xbox console, alongside the Xbox codename Sebile controller that's supposed to be was supposed to be with the mid-gen, and I think it's been pushed. Well, it has been pushed back, and it'll be part of the next gen Xbox that they're trying in 2026. This is supposed to be a luxury high-end Xbox to cater to a small niche amount of Xbox console owners, and that's going to be basically, I believe, their last console. There's rumors that they're going to do some kind of OED thing where it's like, there could be like an Asus Xbox or a Dell Xbox, 3DO, Steam machines, Microsoft Mixed Reality, that type of successful hardware where you put Xbox branding on everything. Because, 3DO and Steam machines and the Xbox or Microsoft Mixed Reality are big successes that people use today, right? Yeah, like totally. Those didn't fail spectacularly. Nope. But Microsoft, they might as well give it a whirl, right? Because it totally will work for them because they know what they're doing in gaming. Anyway, so I am anticipating the full reveal of that. I am assuming that will be part of, like, the next gen Xbox will be part of the Xbox conference, the showcase. They may do a different event. Maybe, I'm doubting something around CES, but they may do a separate hardware event to kind of talk about this. I'm expecting, again, a high-end, expensive Xbox that has lots of fancy features, revealed in 2025, and then releasing in 2026. Theoretically, they could wait till the Game Awards again, but I am thinking that they're going to try to get a little bit of renewed interest in the Xbox brand, considering how badly the entire ecosystem just crashed and burned. Like, they scorched earth their community in 2024, so I am assuming they're going to try to pick up the pace and try to, like, stop the bleeding of users in 2025, but we'll see if that happens. But they do have to announce it soon, right? Like, if they're doing a next gen, they do need to get that announced pretty soon. Third party, pretty light for third party exclusives or big Xbox tied in third party stuff. Obviously, we've got like Animal, and then there's the Sniper Elite, Resistance. You know, those ones are kind of, they're on other platforms and stuff, but you know, they have Game Pass tie-ins. Then Towerborn will finally, hopefully, reach Xbox. That one's been on PC for a while. It just as an Xbox gamer, you're always missing out on games. Games are always delayed for Xbox. They come out on PC, like, what else was there? Like Dark Tide and City Building, Cities, Skylines 2. Xbox always gets shafted, and you just, that's what it is. You're a second-class citizen on Xbox. You gotta get used to that kind of thing, right? Or you're beta testing games for other users, which is hilarious. Replaced is apparently finally coming out. Same with at least the release date for Silksong this year. Oh, Silksong, where are you? Our Hollow Knight. And Arc 2 was supposed to come out like way earlier, but yeah, apparently Arc 2 is finally getting a bit of a release date at least. It should be out this year, but we'll see what happens there. And they might actually rework the exclusivity on that one. I know it's supposed to launch with Game Pass, so I'm assuming that'll still happen, but I could definitely see them reworking that. That's where the Fast and Furious man of the hour is fighting dinosaurs. Yeah, that's good old Vin Diesel there gonna be teaching us about family dinos. And yeah, that's kind of the third party that's about it. Here we go. Xbox 2026 and beyond. So obviously we talked about the console. It's going to need games that are releasing for it. And also the Series XS will have a number of games. And strangely still the Xbox One. I don't know why, but you know, not like first party. You'll just stream those over there. Alright, so first off the bat, Project Mara, which is supposed to be a Ninja Theory game. I also do believe they are working on Hellblade 3. I know Hellblade 2 didn't really come out so hot in terms of sales, so I am hoping that they still get to go forward. I mean, they spent all that money doing a big, you know, stage and everything like that for motion capture, so I am assuming Ninja Theory will be alright for the foreseeable future. Kind of hoping so. I would also imagine that Hellblade 2 probably is going to come to PlayStation and the Nintendo Switch 2 in 2025, but I'm not 100% on that one, so that's why I'm putting it in the Beyond category. And Project Mara is another side project that they're apparently working on. And the Halo remakes, so we are supposed to be getting a remake of Halo 1, 2, and 3, starting with 1 in 2026 to launch alongside the new Xbox and also on PlayStation and Nintendo. The idea there is that PlayStation users expect higher quality experiences, so they will demand something like a remake as opposed to just a quick remastering or a Master Chief Collection. And the Master Chief Collection kind of held together by Spaghetti Code. As far as even what I've heard from over many of the years talking to various like devs and stuff about that one, yeah, again, going back to like the launch of Halo MCC, where one of the devs was like straight up being like, "Oh, we hope this works," and then it didn't for multiplayer. It was kind of funny upon reflection. Not funny because you know it killed that package, and some of my friends still don't play Halo to this day. But you know that was only a decade ago. It's not like I've totally moved on or anything. Anyways. So yeah, we're supposed to start getting the remakes. They are supposed to be working on a new Halo experience as well, but I am anticipating a remake of Halo 1 in Unreal Engine 5 in 2026. It probably won't feel and look like Halo, but it'll look like every other generic Unreal Engine 5 game out there, so pretty cool, right? Yeah. The Elder Scrolls 6, I am anticipating to launch in 2026 alongside the new Xbox. That would have been a great exclusive to push next-gen hardware, am I right? But it'll also be available on PlayStation and probably Series XS, right? There is supposed to be an Infinity Ward RPG game coming out alongside them also working on the next Modern Warfare for 2026, right? 2025, and then, yeah, 2026. So Infinity Ward should have the next Call of Duty out that year, Modern Warfare 4, which is the first 4 that we got to, I think, right? Yeah. And then also, not in 2026, but like kind of later, there's supposed to be an Infinity Ward fantasy role-playing game that they're also supposed to be working on, and that sounds pretty intriguing. We've got the Quake Reboot, which I still believe is being worked on between a combination of kind of studios kind of working on that one. And I do anticipate the Quake Reboot getting announced in 2025 and then coming out later on, like 26 or 27. Kojima's OD. That one is apparently impacted to some degree by various strikes and stuff, so I'm anticipating that one maybe more context in 2026, but that one is a complete question mark as to whenever that's coming out. State of Decay 3, I am actually now anticipating a full release in 2026. Originally, it was supposed to be 2027. Things sound like they're ahead and still going to be polished and worked on. And that will come to all platforms. It's supposed to be more of an expanded cooperative MMORPG kind of take on State of Decay, which is really exciting. So that one I am pegging for 2026. Kind of mid-spring or something like that. Contraband, which we haven't heard anything of other than that one clip that announced it. Theoretically, maybe 2025. I don't know. I'm assuming that one's just a big question mark and no one has any idea what it is, where it is, or what's happening with that. Probably isn't even an exclusive anymore. I have no idea. So that one, 2026 and beyond. Maybe 2027. Who cares? Perfect Dark, I am anticipating for 2026. That one I'm sure we'll see more of in 2025, but 2026 is when I'm anticipating that. It's supposed to be a year after whenever Tomb Raider is getting revealed, and we still don't have Tomb Raider yet, which is weird. So Tomb Raider, I'm hoping comes out in 2025, and then Perfect Dark in 2026, but I could see Tomb Raider slipping into 2026, and then Perfect Dark going into 2027, because they're both being handled by Crystal. Blade, I think that one is probably 2027. Optimistically, that'll be on all platforms. Project Maverick from People Can Fly is still supposed to be being worked on, and hopefully that one comes out and it delivers well, but we'll have to wait and see. So the people that made Bulletstorm and some other titles, like Gears Judgment, stuff like that, they're supposed to be making an previously Xbox exclusive game, but I'm sure that'll be on other platforms, and no idea what that is. And finally, Everwild. We got a little bit of a tease of Everwild not too long ago, so I am anticipating that Everwild will finally show up again. But that one, I don't even know if they know what they're doing with that one, so 2027 or later. This is also weird, because this is like one of the first years where we don't have trickling of new leaks. I was told a number of years back that Xbox is plugging the leaks the best they can, and I think that's been pretty effective in terms of leaks, not of all the bad state of Xbox, but the fact that like we're not hearing about games being worked on. Or maybe that's just because the whole slate of games is actually finally coming out after being announced in, 5 years ago. And that should be really interesting to see. So again, I hope you found this video exciting, interesting, and intriguing. We'll have more info on Xbox, but specifically more other platforms this year as we move on. And a little bit of a light list this year, I would say, in comparison to previous years, but that's mostly because, like I said, there haven't really been too many leaks, there haven't been too many rumors, there's been things that have been canceled, apparently, like that Shadowrun thing, that's kind of canceled, and some other third-party projects we haven't heard anything of, and they've been moved, or they're not exclusive, or they're going to other places. A lot has changed really fast, and in 2025, I'm sure things are going to change even quicker for the Xbox platform, as it continues to dissolve and fall apart and crumble, and all that other stuff. But I can't wait to see what happens. And I would personally, I recommend figuring out a exfiltration plan or an escape route or something like that for Xbox fans, just because it's very, very shaky kind of going forward for the platform. I have no idea where they're going. I had a lot more confidence a year ago doing the previous video of this. But, I don't foresee Xbox hardware really lasting. I can't wait to see what their next-gen 2026 Xbox is, what they're doing with it, but I am anticipating a very luxury, high-end, expensive, super fancy Xbox with a bunch of really weird third-party manufactured Xboxes, and I cannot cover that many SKUs for that niche of a platform, but we'll have to see what exactly is going on there. Game Pass will hopefully continue to stay alive and stay together and hopefully connect and maybe get some growth there. And, there'll be new COD, there'll be all kinds of stuff. 2025 actually looks like it could be Xbox's best year ever for releases. I might have even forgotten or missed one or two things, but it is a shame they are giving up their exclusivity and their exclusives, because they actually finally could have had a year where they had strong games to release that could have defined their platform and set up an ecosystem for them to be healthy in the near future and the future beyond. But that's all we got. Anyways, hopefully some more surprises happen. We do this every year, so I'm sure we'll be back next year talking about stuff, and hopefully there's more rumors and leaks, but they definitely, because we used to know it was coming way down the pipeline for years, and we just have a lot less to talk about this year, which is a little disappointing, because it's usually fun to talk about all the rumors and the stuff and look forward to things, but I guess a lot of it's just kind of a hidden surprise.